Hi everyone, a happy early Chanukah. I want to send out this Dvar Torah, a quick idea, a deeper idea, an idea from the Nesivos Shalom to hopefully enhance your Chanukah. And I invite you to join a WhatsApp group. You can see the link below where you'll be able to receive a quick Dvar Torah each night of Chanukah. This one I sent out widely, but going forward they'll only be for those who join the WhatsApp group. So please join me as we delve a little deeper into some of the messages of Chanukah throughout the Yontif. The Gemara in Shabbos Kaf Aleph Amud Bet starts, "My Chanukah, what's Chanukah all about?" We know the story. We know the Greeks came into the temple, found all the available oil, and were matama it. They made it impure by touching it, and therefore, when the Chashmonaim won the war, right? The Gemara says, "Kishagavar Malchus space Chashmonaim v'nitzchum." When the Chashmonaim finally won the war, they checked everywhere, and they were only able to find one flask, one container of oil that was still munach bechosmo shel Kohen Gadol, which still had the Kohen Gadol seal on it. And so the Gemara tells us, it was only going to last for one day. What did they do? They lit it and it lasted all 8 days. Nasabo, nes, a miracle happened. And then the Gemara concludes, the Shana Acheres, Kavum ve'asum yemei tovim b'halal hoda. Going forward and for eternity, we celebrate these 8 days with halal and hoda. And that's both with formal halal, we know we say halal and shul throughout Chanukah, and hoda and Thanksgiving. The Nesivos Shalom has a question. The Nesivos Shalom asks, he says, we established this holiday because of, why do we establish this holiday? The Gemara makes it sound like we established this holiday because of the miracle, because it lasted for 8 days instead of one. And if you stop a kid on the street, that's probably what they'll tell you, why we have Hanukkah. But the Maharal already points out that we only make Halal the Hodah, we only formally recognize physical salvation. Like that's why we have the story of Purim. And Haman tried to physically destroy us, and we were saved, and so we celebrate. We're going to make a whole holiday just because we're able to perform a mitzvah? Just because the Kohanim were able to light the menorah for 8 days while they prepared new oil? Is that really a reason for Halal Hodah to establish a new holiday? And his second question is, why is Hanukkah celebrated at night? Almost all mitzvot take place during the day. We blow shofar during the day. We shake the lulav and esrog during the day. Almost all mitzvot are performed during the day. Why is Hanukkah a mitzvah? Why is lighting the menorah a mitzvah that takes place at night? And to answer this, he says that it's very fundamental to the holiday and to the approach the Greeks knew about trying to defeat us. The Greeks understood that the true way to defeat the Jewish people was not through military victory. Just wiping us out. Obviously, if they wiped out all of us, we'd be gone. But trying to hurt us and physically torture us and kill some of our soldiers, that was not going to destroy our people. Rather, they knew that to destroy us, the words in the Nesivos Shalom use, shehichshichu einayim shel Yisrael. They had to darken our eyes. We know this word, this idea of choshech, that there's darkness. These are the darkest days of the year that we light at night. Makes us think back to the creation story. The second pasuk in the Torah, Va'aretz hayasov v'vo v'choshech al pnei tahom. Now the earth was astonishingly empty. There was balagan, there was sohu v'vohu, and there was darkness on the face of the earth, on the face of the deep. And what happened? V'ruach Elokim merachefes al pnei hamayim. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the water. The next pasuk, Hashem fixes it. Vayomer Elokim yihi or, v'yihi or, and God decreed there will be light, and so there was light. And what the Kabbalah explains, and the Kabbalistic teachers in the Nesivos Shalom, the Hasidic tradition explains, is that when God said v'yihi or, and there was light, and then there was light, it's not speaking about a physical light. No one turned on the lights, no one lit a torch. Rather, what it means is that a godly light, an elokut, godliness spread throughout the world, and that was able to end the darkness, to get through the confusion, to put something in the place of emptiness. And that something is godliness. And instead of seeing and feeling a world of disjointed randomness, we were now able to see the or, the godly light. And we were able to see that everything comes from above, from a united, unifying, loving God. And that's the battle that the Greeks were waging. And the Nesivos Shalom suggests that it wasn't even so much about taking away our mitzvot. I know all kids come home from kindergarten, and they said that, I heard my daughter on Zoom call the other day with her teacher, that the Greeks didn't want to let us give tzedakah, and the Greeks didn't want to let us daven, and the Greeks wanted to take away our bris milah. And I'm not saying that that's not true. But the Nesivos Shalom points out that just like a blind person in this world, just like a blind person in this world, they're alive, but they're missing so much. He says, Ken baruchnia, so too in spirituality. Even though a person can go to minyan every day, they can learn, they can do mitzvos. He quotes a pasuk from Yeshayahu, where he paraphrases a pasuk, and he says that a person can be going through the motions of Judaism, of praying, of doing mitzvot. But if they do it in Bechinas Am Hocholchim B'choshech, if they do it in a way that's like the nation walking in darkness, then it doesn't really serve its purpose. And so on Chanukah, we light the Chanukah, Dafka specifically at night, even though, as I mentioned, most mitzvot are done during the day. And we light that light because even the smallest amount of light in our homes can add light to the darkness, can light up the world. So as we light the first candle tonight, let's think about adding light. Let's think about adding joy. Let's think about adding intention, kavana, spirituality to the mitzvah we're already doing. To do the mitzvah in a way that brings godly light into ourselves and into the world. And so we can become, as the prophet as Yeshayahu says in Perek Tet, Pasuk Aleph, Ha'am ha'holchim b'choshech ra'u or, the people that used, the nation, the Jewish people that used to walk in darkness, ra'u or, have now seen a brilliant light. Or gadol yoshve ba'aretz salmaves or naga alehem, that those who dealt in a land of gloom, light has dawned upon them. My blessing to all of us is that that first light begins to slowly open us up, to the Or Haganuz, the hidden, the godly light that Hashem put into the world when he said Vehi Or. We should all be blessed to feel that so strongly tonight. Have a wonderful Chanukah. And again, please join my WhatsApp group so we can go ahead and share 7 more beautiful Divrei Torah throughout the rest of Chanukah. Chanukah Sameach.